Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to APS online support program. I am Riaz Ahmad. Now we will take English literature class of 7th. Students, we will discuss the novel The Lost Word from page 4 to 7 in chapter number 1 and the chapter number 2 from page 8 to 14. And this lesson number 1 summarizing the story, we will require the textbook, the notebook and my vocabulary bank. Students, instead of your notebook, you can also take your rough register for taking notes. In this lesson, we will discuss the summaries of chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. Now come to the objectives. The objectives of this lesson are: summarize the story in your own words, pronounce some unheard words in the story correctly, use the difficult words in your own sentences. In chapter number 1, when we recap this chapter, students think about what might have happened in this story. You know that main summary of the story is Edward was a journalist who asks Gladys to marry him, but she refuses, saying that she would only marry a man who was brave, heroic and famous. Unhappily, he goes back to his office where the news editor of the newspaper Edward works for arranges a meeting with Professor Challenger. Now students, come to the first chapter. In the few first chapters you can see setting and main characters and main plot. These things are, what are they? So when you think about the what is setting, the setting is where and when the story took place, and what are main characters. Main characters are you can see here the Edward, Gladys and Professor Challenger. They are the main characters. Students, the characters may be protagonist and antagonist. The protagonists are those characters which are good in the story, and the antagonists are those characters which are not good in the story. So come to proceed to the novel journey. I have told you already, for your understanding, I included this novel journey because I have discussed that the story starts from, our novel starts from the orientation, and orientation means introduction. Introduction of what? Introduction of the main characters, the setting and the main plot. What is plot? Plot is action and what is happening in the story. And come to the number 2, we can see here the problem rising and the middle of the story, and then we come to the climax. The climax is the problem on the peak. Then the hero comes to resolve the problem, and it is called falling action. Okay, so the problem resolving is on number 4, and come to the end may be a happy ending or the tragedy. Tragedy is a sad ending. Now come to the novel, what had happened in the story. You know that better. So come to the reading. Students, when you look at your reader, you can see some title pages and some text and some pages on it. In this book you can see the title page, and the title page, what can you see on the title page? You can tell me and in WhatsApp group, and then you can also tell me you predict the story. You can predict the story from seeing what is on the title page. You can predict your story because you can see many things, like there are some strange animals like dinosaur and pterodactyls and etc. And there are some people, they are there in the forest, and you can see them. So you can predict the story, and you can say that what might have happened in the story. Okay, read the text on your own and then listen to the chapter from the CD. The CD has been provided to you in with the novel to improve your pronunciation and fluency. Okay, students, when you follow the CD instructions and the CD, listen to the CD, you will be able to pronounce some difficult words which are very difficult for you. It's like pterodactyl, and it's like you can see here some words are here. It's like Gladys on page number 4 you can see, and you can see Daily Gazette on page number 4, Zoologist on page number 6, and McArdle. This is called McArdle. Okay, so you can listen to them, and then you can say that the pronunciation is correct or not. Okay, come to the chapter number 2 summary. And the second chapter, Edward interviews Professor Challenger, who describes his adventures in South America and shares a sketchbook with images of strange animals, and shows Edward a dinosaur bone and a pterodactyl wing. Edward is also invited to a meeting at the Zoological Institute. Dear students, you can see here the chapter number 2 summary. In this chapter, the Edward, who is the protagonist character and the main character of this story, he interviews Professor Challenger, and Professor Challenger shows him his South America adventure sketchbook and some images of strange animals, and Edward sees the animals like dinosaur and pterodactyl wing. Okay, Edward's Professor Challenger also invites him to the Zoological Institute. Reading of this chapter from page 8 to 14. Read the text on your own word, and then listen to the chapter from the CD provided with the novel to improve pronunciation and fluency. While reading 8, 10, and 12, underline the following words in the reader. Listen to the CD, learn and practice their correct pronunciation. Kokoma on page number 8, knapsacks, Michigan, cartridges, kurupuri. This word is kurupuri. And number, keep a pencil handy. Keep a pencil handy means you must have a pencil in your hands, and underline the words you find difficult and learn the spellings. Add words to my vocabulary bank. Students, here you have the vocabulary bank, and you can utilize my vocabulary bank. I hope you have understood this lesson well. Thank you, and inshallah we will take another class tomorrow. Inshallah.